Hello, my name is Dr. Peter Lee and I'm a research fellow here at the ASEAN Institute for Policy Studies. Today I'll be talking about my latest issue brief, the 2024 US elections and the outlook for US allies. So it's been a few weeks now since the US elections on November 5th, and we've been able to digest some of the implications of this for US allies in the Indo-Pacific region. So President Trump really delivered a surprise victory, I think, in many ways, winning all 7 key battleground states, as well as the popular vote. In addition, I think in the US Congress, the Republican Party won both the House and the Senate, and so President Trump will be inaugurated on January 20th, 2025, with really a governing trifecta. So this issue brief tries to lay out particularly the surprise results, but also the implications for the Korea-US alliance, as well as how that might affect other US allies in the region and the world. So we tried to canvass what President Trump's potential alliance agenda might be, and as well as how South Korean governments for the next 4 years could deal with issues such as defense cost sharing, burden sharing on shipbuilding, and collective bargaining. So I think it's worth noting that most commentators expected the 2024 US elections to be a very tight race. And there were many firsts in terms of President Biden withdrawing his nomination and passing it over to Vice President Kamala Harris, but also in terms of the shocking assassination attempt on President Trump and many other remarkable events. In the end, though, President Trump won all 7 battleground states and ultimately won 312 electoral college votes. He also won the popular vote for the first time by 2 percentage points. In the US Congress, there were also elections to elect the 435 members of the next House of Representatives, as well as 33 senators. And here again, we saw an unexpected result in many ways, with the Republican Party winning control of both the House and the Senate. Of note for the Korea-US alliance, I think it's important that Democratic Congressman Andy Kim, who had shifted to contest the Senate seat in New Jersey, prevailed in that. And so he becomes the first American of Korean heritage to serve in the United States Senate. Also in the House, we had Representative Young Kim win her re-election, but actually it's quite interesting to see that Representative Michelle Park Steele lost in a very, very narrow, one of the closest races in California. So in most regards, there will be continuity in terms of the supporters of the alliance in both the House, the Senate, and well as in parts of the White House. We've seen this in terms of some of the people that President Trump has nominated to serve in his next cabinet. And that includes, for instance, Senators Marco Rubio of Florida, as well as Senator Mike Waltz, who have both really been staunch advocates of the alliance, but also US partnerships more broadly. There will be, I think, 2 important question marks around President Trump's agenda vis-a-vis the Republic of Korea in his second term. The first of that will be how he approaches North Korea and the nuclear threat that has very much grown in scale and scope and intensity over the last 4 years since he was not in office. The second part will be on the idea of burden sharing, as well as the more narrow question of defense cost sharing around US troops in the Republic of Korea. And so while the Yoon Suk-yeol administration had signed with the Biden administration recently on October 4th, a 8.3 increase in the Special Measures Agreement for South Korea's contribution to cost sharing, I think this is very likely to be put on the table again for renegotiation. And President Trump, for instance, has previously demanded a 5-fold increase in ROK troop cost sharing arrangements, and only in the midst of the recent presidential campaign, he had even floated $10 billion, so a 10-fold increase. So there is going to be a significant debate within the alliance in terms of what an equitable and fair level of burden sharing will look like. I think it's also important to note that for the next 4 years, not only the Republic of Korea, but other US allies who are particularly industrially developed, who have very much been beneficiaries of US leadership in the world, will really need to demonstrate what they offer, how they can help the United States rebuild its industrial strength, its manufacturing capacity, and really the resolve and credibility of its leadership. And for South Korea, but also Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, Australia, and some other really key beneficiaries of US leadership. And this is going to require investing and demonstrating greater burden sharing, not only financially, but in terms of bearing the burdens of regional and global leadership. So we think that's a useful primer, that this issue brief sets out some of the key markers for how officials and experts and the general public should be watching the really exciting couple of weeks ahead. Thank you very much.